Here we are talking about the Trend KWJ700. KWJ, very easy, kitchen worktop jig. 700 means it's going to give us a 700mm length of cut. Now, when you first get one of these jigs, you know, there's all kinds of markings on it. There's a carry handle on it, there's various radiuses. Looks complicated, it is very, very simple. We have gentle swept radiuses on one end for finishing a breakfast bar. We have a bigger radius if you want a customer wants a smoother curve. We have 35mm hinge hole cutters if you're putting kitchen hinges in. This particular jig, we call these like the dog bones, these for the bolt holes, they're like dog bone shaped. And it's got various markings on it, which all basically are self-explanatory and make sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to do a very, very quick cut using this jig. Now, quite simply, first procedure we need to do is we need to measure the depth of the worktop. This particular case it's 600mm. On the back here, you will notice all different markings from 250, 550 up to 700. We're looking for the 600. That sets the depth of our female cut. So we literally push the peg in and just push it. So it's just in tight and it's below the surface. Now we need to get it below the surface because the router is going to run over it. The other thing as well, it's all explained here on this little diagram here. Tells you whether the workshop should be face up or face down depending on which cut. So we're doing this particular cut here, which is a right hand, and we know that the worktop needs to be face up, so that's all self-explanatory. We also know that we need a male joint and a female joint. Well, we're cutting the female joint. So this is what these mean, F for female. So quite literally, I push them into the place for doing my female cut. Again, just getting them below the surface. Once they're in, all I've got to do is take those locating pins, locate them on the front edge and push it up tight, and just push it up tight there. That's as quick, as easy and as simple as it is to set up a worktop jig. All we do is we clamp it in place, making sure, like I've done, I've just moved it slightly, make sure it's located on those pins, clamp it nicely one end, and clamp it nicely the other end, just to make sure that the clamps are completely out of the path of the cutter. Also on here, it gives you a little diagram and it tells you the correct size guide bush to use. Well, it's generic that all kitchen worktop jigs are using a 30mm guide bush, or most of them on the market are, but this one is a 30mm guide bush. And it's also telling us that we need a 12.7mm diameter cutter. Not 16, not 14, 12.7, okay? You change the size of the cutter, you're going to change the shape and your joints won't do it properly. Well, we're using the cutter that's coming in the trade pack, the trade pack 2. You get 3 in a box, and this is designed in conjunction. That's the cutter you need. So, as you may well have seen in other videos, if not, click on it. We've aligned, using our adjustable guide bush setup, we've aligned the cutter and the guide bush, so we know that it's absolutely running perfectly concentric, so all centre lined up. All we literally do is we are going to cut 4 or 5 cuts, just take 5 or 6mm at a time until it's done, simple as that. So we've cut the female joint. As you can see, we've flipped the worktop. Now what we need to do is set the jig up very, very quickly to cut the bolt holes or the dog bones, whatever you want to refer to them. It's quite simply, we put the pegs in where it says B, B for bolt. So push one in here, second one in, third one in, and literally line it up with a cut, line it up on the back edge, clamp it and cut. Very, very quick. So now we've cut the bolt holes, simple. We're just going to remove the jig. Okay, we're now finished with the KWJ700. And you can see it's as quick and easy to cut male and female joints and all the bolt holes with the Trend jig.